Hello everyone, this is Country Sherry. Today, in my series of true and strange events, this was not really a strange thing, but it was a true thing, and I was just going to share it with you about when my mother was very sick and what happened to her the night after she had had a surgery. Back 20-something years ago, 22 years ago, I guess. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And so, we had went for 6 months trying to figure out what was the matter with her. And this little intern was the one that found the mass. And Mom always did the right things. She always went to doctors and was checked out and everything in the world. So, it wasn't like that she was just neglecting herself and the reason we couldn't find this cancer. But her heart had always been really racing, and we could never get the doctors to see that until one night she was emergency room, and it started. It was really flying, and we had been to Florida back before that, and there was me, her, and my boys. We had went to Disney World, and she got sick one night there, and we went on a tour bus, and so we had a mess that night. We had to take her had to get the ambulance to come get her. Then at this little hospital there, her heart was flying and racing, and they had give her a shot. Well, they had give her a shot, and something told me, God told me, said they came in with another shot, and they were getting ready to give her. And something said, God said, no, she done had a shot. She already had a shot. So anyway, I said, you do realize she already had a shot? The nurse said, oh, no, I didn't know. And so her boss, her head nurse, I could hear them outside in the background, gave her down the road and fired her because that shot was I don't know what it done, but it would have slowed her heart rate down. She would have died, and we wouldn't even known that it was that shot that had done it. But if she'd had that shot, she would have passed away. But anyway, we came back to Tennessee, and when we finally found out that she had ovarian cancer, they were doing a hysterectomy on her. She was so sick, and she just, was hurting, and her heart was still flying away with her, and they couldn't get the rhythm right, and they were going to have to do something to her the next morning if things didn't straighten up. They were going to have to do something with her heart. Shock her, I think, was what they were going to have to do. Well, anyway, after her surgery, she was just so sick. So I stayed there with her all night. And she was so sick all night. She couldn't stand to be touched. And, of course, she had those weights on her legs where she couldn't get up. And she couldn't twist and turn. And you know, when you're in pain, you want to twist and turn. I don't care how much morphine they were pumping her. Just was not enough. So, anyway, early in the morning, of course, been awake all night long in pain. So she said, Sherry, I believe if I could pull myself up a little bit, she said, I think I'd feel better. Well, okay, so she did. She got a hold of the sides of the bed, and she pulled herself up, and she did. If I start feeling better, she said it was just like that something drained. So she says, just like it went from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes, and it's drained, and I'm feeling better. Of course, she had still had ovarian cancer, and she still, had been sick, But anyway, she was feeling better that morning, and it was the strangest thing. It wasn't 10 minutes after she started feeling better that a lady I knew, her husband was a preacher, and then my uncle and aunt, they had been all night long, and these two had been all night long praying for Mom. And so she calls me and she says, Sherry, said, your mama's feeling better, isn't she? And I said, yeah, she is feeling better. Just a few minutes ago, she sat up in the bed and she said she feels so much better. She said, well, I knew she did. She said, I could feel she did. Said that we've been praying all night for her. And then Aunt Margie and Uncle JC had been praying for her all night too. So anyway, don't think prayer don't work, because prayer does work. You know, Mom lived a couple of years after that, and yeah, she'd had a hard time and stuff, but she was in so much pain that day, that night before, that, you know, that was the biggest worry right at the moment, was her pain going away. So they had prayed, and God heard their prayers. So I just want everybody to know that, and that how strange it was in a way that, yeah, she'd been sick all night, hurting, and then she sat up, and the pain just drained away from her. And then they call and tell me that, yeah, they knew she was feeling better, and that they had prayed all night. So anyway, it's a good story, and it's a true story. So next time, I'll try to have you something else.